Welcome to the Mishnah on Yotzed Amud Aleph. The Mishnah reads as follows. This is the Mishnah. Ben Ir shehalach lekrach, so a city dweller who goes to a city that is walled. Rashi tells you here, Ben Ir shizmano ba'arba asar. So somebody who is meant to read Megillah on the 14th of Adar. So that obviously would be someone who lives in an unwalled city. So our Mishnah is talking about someone who lives in an unwalled city and goes to a walled city. Uben krach shehalach la'ir. Or vice versa, someone who lives in a walled city and goes to an unwalled city. Im atid lachzor limkomo. If in the future he or she will be going back to their place of origin, korekim komo. Then they read like the place where they came from, like the place where they live. So the ben ir would read like the ir, the ben krach would read like the krach. The imlav, but if not, if they're not planning on going back, kore imahen. Then they read with them, meaning with the place that they have gone to. So if the ben ir is not planning on going back to the ir, then he or she would read Megillah with the krach. And if the ben krach is not planning on going back to the krach, then he or she would read with the krach. Okay, that's the end of the Mishnah's discussion of timing of Megillah reading for travelers. Now we switch topics. From where, meaning from what point in the Megillah must a person read and in order to fulfill one's obligation? Rabbi Meir Omer Kula. Rabbi Meir says you have to read the whole Megillah. You can't read just part of it if you want to fulfill your obligation. Rabbi Yehuda Omer Me Ishihudi. From the words Ishihudi, which is in the second parak, the introduction of Mordechai into the story. Rabbi Yossi Omer, and Rabbi Yossi gives a different answer. He says Me Achar Hadvarim Ha'ela. From the beginning of the third parak in Megillah, Achar Hadvarim Ha'ela Gidal Hamelech Hashvarosh et Haman. So that's the first mention of Haman. So 3 different opinions on how much of the Megillah you have to read in order to be Yotzei, your obligation to read Megillah. Okay, we'll stop here.